I think a lot about the times when Jesus gave the Holy Spirit to his disciples, how people should live with the Holy Spirit, whether they should have wisdom, they should have courage, they should have knowledge. That's how they live, through the Holy Spirit. To have courage, you have to stand out of your comfort zone, and that's what Jesus did. He stood out and he told people what he believed in, no matter what the cost was.
I think about the Mass when we're actually going into the Eucharist, when Father, Son, Holy Spirit, when you actually go up to the altar. When you go up and you bow to, it just makes you there and makes you present, and it like you're receiving Jesus and you're receiving, like you're a part of the Mass, because now, like, usually you're just sitting there, kneeling, singing, but like when you go up to the priest and he blesses you, it just connects you.
What comes to mind is that it's the third part of the Holy Trinity, and it's what Jesus sent to help us and to be the living image of Jesus on earth after he rose from the dead and rose to heaven.
When I talk to kids, we talk about when we make the sign of the cross, we say, "The name of the Father who made me, the Son who saved me, and the Holy Spirit who guides me." So that guide and protector. I like the dove, and I think that really ties in well with Pope Francis and the dove on his hand in the square in Rome. I thought that was a lovely image.
When I hear the words Holy Spirit, I think of God's love. And I think the Holy Spirit is God's love in each one of our hearts, giving us the courage and the strength to live out that gospel.
I think of a power that is so great that it can't be seen or it can't be touched. It can only be felt and it can only be experienced. And with that, I think of whenever Jesus ascended into heaven, God gave us the gift of the descent of the Holy Spirit. So that was just God giving us the gift of his presence, being in our hearts and being all around us.
To me, it just wind comes to mind, and from that comes a feeling of joy and of peace at the same time. Sometimes I feel like jumping up, but at that exact same moment, I feel like just sitting there in that peace.
When I think about the Holy Spirit, I think about a burning fire within someone, their heart, that allows them the courage they need to learn about Jesus, our Father, and to carry out Jesus' teachings and to be a disciple.
I think of praying, I think of a dove, I think of Jesus' baptism, when the dove comes down to John the Baptist and Jesus. I think of charismatic, I think of very joyful.
The Holy Spirit, how it touched Jesus and inspired him to serve us. He saw himself as being a leader in society, and the way he could lead other people, I suppose, and his followers and his disciples and all that could follow him, and he could teach them the good news and spread the good news.
I think just the presence of God and the ability to be guided by the presence of God. Just an awareness of having God in our life and then being able to be guided by that and to seek direction in what would be the best thing to do.